second day of the Anglicare Communities for Children's Conference. And a special welcome to those attending for the first time today. I know it's not very many of you, but we will just run through housekeeping arrangements in a moment, just so that you're aware. As noted yesterday, it is Children's Week, and what a wonderful opportunity for those people who work with children to have an opportunity to sit down and hear some amazing speakers. And it really was an amazing group of speakers yesterday. So this morning we have a very special guest, and that guest of course is Michelle O'Byrne, who's our Minister for Children in particular, and that's where I'm going to stop it. She's Minister for lots of things, as you probably all know, but the important thing to us is that role she has with children and young people. I would like to ask Michelle if she'd like to say a few words to just begin our conference. Michelle, can we welcome you to the stage right at this moment?
Now, I couldn't hear very well, so can you hear me very well? Yes. I told you I was loud, Paul. Thank you very much for letting me be here today. Can I start? I know it's day 2 of your conference, but before I speak, can I acknowledge the traditional owners of the land upon which we meet and their ongoing and living traditions and cultures. Thank everyone for the opportunity for me to be here. I also haven't seen Elizabeth since she won some awards recently, so I don't know if you've all congratulated her, but Elizabeth's been recognised by her peers for the work that she's done for children. So if you haven't already done it, can I ask you now to congratulate Elizabeth? When I walked into the room, I did ask Paul, gosh, did you have a really big dinner last night? He said, oh, no, there was no dinner. But the noise in this room is the noise that you only get from people who are really engaged, and that generally only comes after you've been out having a really big night together. What you obviously did, though, was have an incredible day together yesterday. From what I understand, the material was confronting, challenging, emotional, exciting, but clearly very draining, because I understand that most people left in a reasonably exhausted frame of mind. But clearly you've spent the time thinking about the learnings and the things that have come through already and the opportunities to deliver exciting best practice in the way we engage with young people. So I think the conference is already having a great success, and to be able to have the conversations at the level in which you are and the learnings you are is an incredible opportunity. So I do want to thank Anglicare for the opportunity for everyone to engage. Minister for Children in politics often gets dealt with as Minister for Child Protection, because that's always the one that's on the television and in the newspapers. But the reality is that if we want to take care of children who are at our greatest need, we actually need to take care of every single child. Because the public health approach that we're taking to children is quite clear, that every child needs a safe place to live. Every child needs someone who loves them. Every child needs access to education, access to healthcare, and the ability to play and learn through play. And if you assume that is your basic principle of how you provide every child, then you can start to use the public health model of tiering up as children have greater needs and target your engagements around that. I think that today and the subjects that you're having around a child-friendly city are very much about a public health approach. They're about what do you need to put in place to make a child-friendly city, which I think is really exciting. UNICEF of the United Nations Convention have developed that conceptual framework for what a child-friendly city will look like, and your cafe conversations and your engagements over these 2 days are really exploring what that might be. A child-friendly city is one that has a good local system of good governance committed to fulfilling children's rights. It's one that actively engages with children and young people and continually responds to their needs. It's a place where children and young people can feel safe and secure and able to explore and learn about the world. And child-friendly cities have access to good healthcare and live in healthy environments, and the chance to participate in a full range of cultural, social and educational environments and events. I was meeting with some of our young kids in out-of-home care the other day, and they're off to the National Conference for Children in Out-of-Home Care, and they're sponsored by Create, who do some really great engagements with young people. And the conversations they had about the things that mattered to them. When policymakers get into rooms and talk about children, they often discuss the funding model, and they discuss the legislative frameworks, and they discuss all the things around that. What these children were saying is we'd like help to be able to stay at home. If we can't stay at home, we'd like help to be able to stay in contact with our families and keep those engagements. And we want to stay with our siblings, and we want to stay in our community. And these are some young people who've had some pretty tough times, but have embraced effectively what a child-friendly city is about. They want to be able to stay in a community that they're engaged with, that they feel safe in, that they can get every opportunity with. And that's very much what you can do with the cafe conversations today. I think we are making some really great steps towards creating better engagement around young people. I think the work with the gateways has been really good. It will obviously develop and I think get even more sophisticated in the way it engages. But also I'm a huge fan. If I look back in my time in the children's portfolio, the thing that I'm probably the most proud of, and there are some good things, we've done some really good stuff there, but the most proud of is the child and family centres. Because every single one of them is completely designed around an individual community's need. The community has said, yes, there are some basic principles that we want, but these are the other services that we want to wrap around ourselves and wrap around our children. And for this to be successful, it has to be owned by community, has to be owned by the individuals who are using the services, who are living in the community. So can I congratulate you all? I think the conversations and the decisions and the engagements you have are going to very profoundly affect the way that we all engage with children and young people. So have a great conference. I'll be sneaking in and out during the day, so I apologise for that. But thank you very much for having me, and keep the noise and excitement that was happening when we walked in the room, because that just shows how engaged you are on the subject of a better community for children. Thank you.